So what if hedge fund manager John Paulson helped Goldman Sachs create the toxic securities he then shorted? It was still the greatest trade ever, says author Gregory Zuckerman.
Yeah, $20 billion over 2 years is the biggest number, but also he didn't do anything that was improper or illegal. He did something very aggressive. He went to Goldman Sachs and to some others and said, create some toxic mortgage product that I can short. And he shorted, he backed up the truck. Other people took the other side, they were big boys. It's not to say he wasn't very aggressive, but I would say it's still the greatest trade ever.
Do you think what we learned from Goldman Sachs tainted it all?
Not the trade. I think it taints Goldman Sachs to some extent. It shows that when they trade with customers, they don't necessarily look out for the customer's best interest. It's not their job to. It's not the law. They don't have to, but they don't do it. That's another reminder. But in terms of Paulson, it just shows how aggressive and how convinced he was that the housing market was going to collapse.
John Paulson has been very heavily into gold. How's he doing with this trade, and should people consider this on the up and up?
You know, gold's a very different investment than betting against subprime mortgages. There's downside risk. I mean, think about it. What's gold worth? Who knows what it's worth? Is it worth $5,000 an ounce, $2,000 an ounce? There's no intrinsic value. There's no dividend. There's no cash flow. So it's very hard to say what gold is worth. So there's more risk to this trade. That said, he's got a very interesting argument that we're flooding the money, money supply is being flooded. The currency, both in the U.S. and kind of other leading currencies, are going to go down long term. And he's done really well with the gold trade. His gold fund's up about 35% or so in 2010.
And as for the lessons learned from the profitable Paulson-Goldman connection, Zuckerman says it just reinforces some old ones.
But also it's a reminder that you are going up against big boys in the financial markets when you're trading. So you got to be more diversified in those kind of lessons that we all knew. It's a real reminder of that kind of stuff.
Greg Greenberg, The Street TV.